It's Week 7 of the 2024 season as we see a team who left LA take on a team who came back home.
It's the Raiders and the Rams, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
This is the NFL on EA Sports. We're 10 miles south of downtown LA as you get a look inside SoFi Stadium here in Inglewood. And so good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson up here in the booth. You know, partner, sometimes teams get off to slow starts, and that's the case for these teams we're going to see here. Both under 500, not critical yet, but you can't wait too long to try to get this thing turned around.
And I know it sounds crazy, Mike, but here we are, and it's only October. There's a long way to go. But this feels like a really important game, and I think that was the sense that both coaches told us all week when we had a chance to meet.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. On the return is Dylan Laube. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, drafted back in 2019 out of Washington State. It's Gardner Minshew.
I don't care how long you've been playing or how good of a player you are, Mike. It is inevitable in the NFL that some days it just doesn't go your way, and you're going to have a bad game. The key, though, is can you prevent that one bad performance from turning into two? And that's certainly the case here today. It's going to take a significantly better performance out of him in the quarterback position if they want to avoid another loss. And a big part of that is, can he mentally bounce back from last week, put it behind him, and come out and play to his level of football?
Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. They put Adams in motion. To the air on third down, it's Minshew. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
On fourth down, last year's All-Pro punter A.J. Cole on now for the Raiders. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Rams led out by a Super Bowl champion, Matthew Stafford, second among all active passers in the NFL. Only Aaron Rodgers has thrown for more yards. Hard to believe, Greg, it's already season 16 for the man out of the University of Georgia.
Stafford was one of those guys, Mike, that I think through the first half of his career was probably the most underappreciated quarterback in the entire league. The talent was always undeniable. But when he was constantly discredited for was just the fact that he was on some really bad teams that were left to play really irrelevant football down the stretch. Immediately changed that narrative the second he joined a championship roster. Now, he's just trying to see if he can add some more hardware to that resume and solidify that legacy even further.
Third down, 3 to go. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 48-yard line.
To the air again, Stafford. There's a short one taken in by Higbee. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Now 3rd and 5.
Throwing again is Stafford. That one into the hands of Atwell. And he will get into the end zone. 2-2 Atwell. Touchdown, Los Angeles. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, it is Trey Tucker. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. Here's Minshew now on 1st and 10. He's got the Golden Domer. That's Michael Mayer. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Open down the field is Mayer, the tight end. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. They'll toss this one out to Madison. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Still 1st down.
They'll go here with Madison. They'll be brought down. Short pickup. It's at the 26. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Back is Minshew. Going to get that complete. Jacoby Myers. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll try to keep the drive rolling, facing 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. He's got a man. That's Myers. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. Here's Minshew. To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Vegas.
Look, Mike, I don't want to imply that they drew this play up specifically because this is when the league is celebrating National Tight Ends Day. But you got to admit, it's kind of fun seeing him score on this day in particular and join his fellow tight ends who have also scored throughout the league.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. A safe kick taken at the 5. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. A 1st down throw for Stafford. He'll find his tight end. That's Higbee.
not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Second down, it's Stafford.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. In motion, it's Robinson. On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll locate Kupp. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Stafford now on 2nd down. That's over the middle and caught by Smith. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
That's into the hands of Jordan Whittington. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. He'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. The NFL's 3rd leading rusher a season ago, it's Kyren Williams. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Williams. And he's going to have a Rams first down by a couple of yards. We'll give him 4 yards. It was 3rd and 2 as they convert.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 8-yard line.
A shotgun snap to Stafford. This one caught at the 4.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times...
And he's in. Jordan Whittington. Touchdown, LA. And hold on to that football, young man. For the extra point. It's up and good. And the Rams will move out to a 14-7 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Laube now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On first down, here's Minshew. This one complete to Bryant. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. In motion is Myers. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. From the gun, here's Minshew. He gets this complete, finding Adams. 17 yards that time for number 17.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
On the give, this is Madison. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
And it'll be a pickup of 3, so third down, forthcoming. To throw, Minshew. And this will be knocked down. Incomplete. Penalty flag down in the backfield. Usually a sign of a hold. Here's A.J. Cole now. He's on for the second time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Out of the gun, Stafford. That's to Robinson. He's got it. Call it a gain of 13. Good for a Rams first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Off play action. It's Stafford. That is caught downfield by Kupp. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you could see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. That's how quick it's Kupp on the RPO. And he'll be taken down, and that's going to do it. That's the last play of the first quarter. We are through 1. 14-7 is our score. And we're back at SoFi in SoCal after this. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. It'll be a run out of the gun with Williams. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Working out of the gun, Stafford. There's a short one taken in by Higbee.
Mike, did you see how hyped the sideline got after that run after catch? I mean, I thought the bench was going to run out onto the field to celebrate. He refused to go down on first contact and second contact for that matter.
And that is incomplete.
intended for Tyler Higbee.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
Carty's kick is good. And the Rams build their cushion to 10. It's now 17-7.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And they'll bring them down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. The next drive about to get going. I want to remind you it's coming up in primetime this week. Week 7 already in the NFL. We have the Jets and Steelers on Sunday Night Football. And then coming up tomorrow night, the last of our Monday doubleheaders for the year. Ravens-Bucks from Tampa at 8:15. That's followed out west by the Chargers and Cardinals from the desert. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down. That one incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run right side with Madison. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Up until that run, this first half, it's kind of been tough sledding here for this run game. They'd love to see him get going. That last big pickup's going to go a long way.
Again, it's Madison. And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. He's brought down by Kobe Turner. Here's a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Minshew gonna look to throw. Finding his tight end, Mayer. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
And the Raiders first down.
On the draw, here's Madison. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up 3rd down.
To the air on 3rd down, it's Minshew. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Vegas.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's Minshew now on 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's carry number 1 for the former Bulldog, Zamir White. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Now some movement up front, flags down, mistake filled first half continues. Whoa, things are getting tougher. It's now 3rd and 15. Minshew. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders are back within a score. It's now 17-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Stafford now to throw on first down. Oh, a loose football. One of the Raiders has got it. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Carlson able to knock through the extra point, and the Raiders will come back to tie things at 17. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. To return, here's Ronnie Rivers. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Rams offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. 2nd down, it's Stafford. He'll find his tight end. That's Higbee. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. 3rd and a yard. Here's Stafford. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. And he'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. One of the Raiders has got it. Still going. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And they have done it again. Greg, the rare game where you have 2 fumble returns for touchdown. The defense coming up with it one more time.
The best defenses, Mike, they understand that turnovers come in bunches. All of a sudden you get one, they kind of get contagious. In this case, we see it unfold. They get one earlier, they get another fumble return for a touchdown, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see him get a 3rd.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Raiders will go up by 7.
Rams 17.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This returnable with Rivers. A good return here up past the 30, but maybe a penalty allowed him to get that far. Let's see.
first down.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Kupp in motion. Play action, Stafford. Taking the deep shot here with Robinson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, here's Stafford. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet in bounds. 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Kupp in motion. And that is incomplete. Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. And it's going to lead to 4th down. So it's 4th down, punting time. Ethan Evans to do the honors. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. They'll start out 1st down and 10. They'll start on the ground, and here's Madison. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Back is Minshew. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Gardner Minshew on the scramble.
That's such a deflating feeling for a defense here on 3rd and short. They've got great coverage, but they don't account for the quarterback picking it up with his legs. It's exactly what he's able to do here on the scramble. Fresh set of downs.
And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
And this time they are ready for him. He'll be thrown for a loss. No big gain that carry. It's 2nd down.
Still 1st down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. They'll run up the middle. It's Madison. And he's going to pick it up. Take it down inside the 35 for the 1st down.
33-yard line. A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Raiders.
Look wide. Get this one complete. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Here's Minshew. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead.
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
17.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The Rams offense and Matthew Stafford heading back onto the field. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. On 1st and 10, Stafford. He's going to look deep. Going to Kupp. And he will take this one in. 72 yards. Touchdown, Rams. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
The extra point from Carty is good. And the Rams are back within a field goal. The lead is 3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. To return is Tucker. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Raiders offense and their running back set to go once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run by Madison. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. 3rd and long. They'll run here with Madison. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line.
That's the mindset I just love seeing from a running back, Mike. His eyes weren't just on that 1st down marker. They were on getting that 1st and some on top of it. That's pretty impressive.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now Minshew. This one complete to Bryant. Down the left sideline. And he'll be taken down at the 10-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. That one taken in. Michael Gallup. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. When you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns, man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Is good. Next to score, Raiders 34, Rams 24.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here comes Cooper Kupp and the rest of the LA offense set for this next Rams possession. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender at him, maybe. Look at what he's done. Whatever the defense has tried in the first half, it hasn't worked. Taking the deep shot here with Robinson. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. On first down, Stafford. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. A shotgun snap to Stafford. He'll get this out to the left flat.
Holding offense.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. That's to Robinson. He's got it. And he's in! DeMarcus Robinson. Touchdown, Rams.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle 4, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
Cardi now to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Rams are back within a field goal. The lead is 3. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. So we're at halftime with just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you over to Orlando, our EA Sports halftime report with the coach. Jonathan, all yours.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started over at the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Alvin Kamara, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we head north to Minnesota. Check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Detroit Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Curtis Samuel, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. This returnable with Rivers. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Rams offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout and continuing to master running and executing this offense. And the drive begins with a run by Williams. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line.
Out of the gun, Stafford. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams.
It's really just an extended handoff. Get the ball out wide to your running back in space and make the defense tackle him. That's really all this is. Something small turns into a nice pickup.
And that one is incomplete. Penalty flag down, back in the backfield, in the area of holding. Working out of the gun, Stafford. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That will make third down a little more manageable. Good yardage gained on that one.
Brings up third down.
They'll throw once more. Here's Stafford. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
The visitors' offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. He's going to take a shot down the field. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. To throw, Minshew. He'll complete it to Adams. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
A tight end in motion now. On the handoff, it's Madison. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down. I do believe he gets it by about a yard on 3rd and 3.
1st down, Raiders.
Out quickly, and it's Adams. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
And Davante Adams, he continues to be one of the premier receivers in the NFL here in his 11th season. Recorded over 1,100 yards each of the last 4. He keeps making plays like that. I think by year ends, he's going to make it 5.
Couple of 1st downs has them out to the 45-yard line as it's 1st and 10. Now Madison. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that 1st down. 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
In motion is Myers. They run on the jet sweep. And I don't think he got there with that one. Only needed a yard. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And now we're looking at 3rd down. They'll try and throw with Minshew. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down. Working out of the gun, it's Minshew. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. Michael Gallup was the intended target there. And it'll be 2nd down. Straight ahead, here's Madison. And good hard running will get him down close to a 1st down. Might be a yard short. Looking to convert for the 3rd time on this drive. They'll need another here. It's 3rd and 2. Give them 14 on that one. Good for a Raider 1st down.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the 1st half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
Now a toss left side for White. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Holding offense.
They'll go here with Madison. He'll be bogged down. Short pickup to the 25. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They're going to go play action now with Minshew. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
He's got a man. That's Myers. And he's got the first down. A great job looking at engaging where the marker is and getting there to set up 1st and goal.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown. I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative.
And he's going to go into the end zone, but he may have gotten a little help along the way. This one's coming back.
Holding offense.
So holding is the call, and take that touchdown off the board. Here's Madison. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
The idea here on 2nd down is, in the event you're unable to score, at least put yourself in a 3rd and manageable goal-to-go situation. But now after taking a loss, it really changes their approach here, and I think on 3rd and goal now, they got to put this ball in the air.
Minshew's pass complete to Alexander Madison. An 8-yard pickup.
On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Raiders will extend their lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Here comes a return from the 5. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Rams offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle all afternoon. The defense done a great job taking him away from his game, taking his weapons away, and he has yet to find anything to lean on in this one. They'll run it with Williams. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Stafford now. He finds Kupp along the out route. And he's going to have a 1st down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On the handoff, it is Williams running to the right. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Stafford. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Intended for two.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And he's going to have this one up near the 28.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll stick with Madison. A big play there on 2nd down, but we do have a flag on the field, and that's in an area where usually this play gets erased. From the gun, here's Minshew. He's going to let one go, looking for Myers.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Raiders send their punt team out as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Nice job moving the chains, and Kyren Williams is really someone who kind of came out of nowhere, and he had a career season back in 2023, finished 3rd in rushing, but it was really the yards per game, the consistency, a lot of big plays, and he picks up right where he left off.
Here's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Now it's Stafford. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
The Raiders offense headed back to take over once more. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Back is Minshew. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. To the right side, here's Madison. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take...
Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. Oh, he gets it right back.
And man, does he dodge a bullet right there, Mike, on that sack. He's fortunate. That ball bounced right back to him. He's able to recover it and keep possession for his team.
The Raiders have their punt team out there, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
At the 32-yard line.
Kupp in motion. Second down, it's Stafford. Here's a screen set up to Williams. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Rams, first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Here's Stafford. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion. They'll try again here. Second and 10. In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. This one complete to Atwell. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, third and 5. Now it's Williams. Mark him right on the 15, and the march continues. That is a first down picked up on the ground.
Wow, a little change of play call here, and that's typically not what we see at this down and distance. That's typically a passing down, Mike, but they catch the defense off guard, keep the ball on the ground, and they're able to pick up enough for the first down.
He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. Injured player on the field, and that is Cooper Kupp. That is a player they cannot lose out of this lineup. They'll come up on a second down and 8. They'll go again with Williams. He's down inside the 10. A gain of 4. Here's a third down and 4. To throw is Stafford. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jack Jones. He works free, right side. Still on the move. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Raiders. What a time for a pick 6 for the defense. As the other team is trying to get themselves right back in this one, the defense extends the margin with the pick 6.
Yeah, just a critical moment. You find yourself on defense, Mike, trying to hang on to this lead. And not only do you do that, you pick 6 them, and you're able to extend that lead.
And now, after the pick 6, out comes the offense to try to really rub this in. 2-point conversion. And he'll get into the end zone, doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion.
Everybody's looking to end every drive with 6, but when you can turn that 6 into 8, man, what a confidence boost coming off the field, and they're going to force their opponent now to start chasing.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. First down, Stafford gets it away quickly, and it's caught. They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
3-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
A shotgun snap to Stafford. He'll find his tight end. It's Colby Parkinson. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 37 yards.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things: a highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll drop this down to Williams. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
At the 10-yard line.
Throwing, Stafford. There's a short one taken in by Higbee.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
From the shotgun, it's Stafford. This is caught toward the side of the end zone. Tyler Higbee. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. On the return, here comes Tucker. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Raiders' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. The shotgun, a throw for Minshew. He's got the tight end, Mayer.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
And some good running there. That's a first down up to the 43.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
He was covered by Cameron Minshew.
On 2nd down, here's Minshew. Open man, downfield, it is Adams. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. They put Adams in motion. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on
Delay
top.
of game, offense. Still 2nd down.
On the give, this is Madison. That will make 3rd down a little more manageable. Good yardage gained on that one. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Again, it's Madison. So, right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. Only need a yard, and it's 4th down. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs. This is 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. He'll get this out to the left flat. Here comes 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Stafford. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2-minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that 1st down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
Now a timeout Rams, that's number 2. They'll talk things over before 3rd down. Throwing again is Stafford. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Williams. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs. Set to go now on 1st and 10. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to an E. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. So this one, a win for the Raiders. They're able to erase the memories from a week ago, a game they really did struggle in. It looked like a different group here as they respond with a solid victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.